14 things we know about the mysterious explosions that severely damaged the Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2 gas pipelines. They're the pipelines that are supplying natural gas from Russia to Europe. Something really strange just happened. On Monday, large underwater explosions, quote unquote, were detected in the precise areas of the sea where the Nord Stream pipeline system is now leaking. In fact, the explosions were so large that they actually registered on the Richter scale. If someone wanted to purposely damage Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2 pipelines, very large explosions would be needed because those pipelines are extremely thick. So it appears that this was a deliberate act of sabotage, and that is what many European officials are now alleging. But if that's the case, who is behind this? At this point, we just don't know. But there are certain facts that we do know, that we do have. The following are 14 things we know about the mysterious explosions that severely damaged the Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2 pipelines. 1. We're being told that the sections where the pipelines were damaged are 70 to 90 meters below the sea level, so someone would need to go down pretty deep to get to them. 2. It's extremely unlikely that these pipelines could have been ruptured by accident because they are extremely thick. The steel pipe itself has a wall of 4.1 centimeters, which is 1.6 inches, and is coated with steel reinforced concrete up to 11 centimeters thick. Each section of pipe weighs 11 tons, which goes to 24 to 25 tons after the concrete is applied. Number 3, it's being reported that explosions were heard, quote unquote, in the areas where gas is now leaking out of the pipelines. Explosions were heard near the Nord Stream 1 and 2 pipelines, where gas is now leaking into the Baltic from 3 holes, scientists have confirmed, while chronic safety concerns have led to a 5-mile exclusion zone being imposed around the affected area. Number 4, the Swedish National Seismic Network detected one explosion that registered 1.9 on the Richter scale and another one that registered 2.3 on the Richter scale. That's 1.9 magnitude and 2.3 magnitude. Two powerful underwater explosions were detected on Monday in the same area of the sea as Nord-Stream-Gas leaks, according to the Swedish National Seismic Network. The monitoring network said the first explosion occurred on Monday, 2:03 a.m. Swedish time, with a magnitude of 1.9 on the Richter scale, followed by a section at 7:04 p.m. on the same day with a magnitude of 2.3. Number 5, the largest leak is reportedly spreading bubbles of a good kilometer, 3,280 feet in diameter. It comes after shocking footage released earlier today by the Danish military from a flyover of the affected region showed huge swaths of the sea near the Danish island of Bornholm churning as the gas bubbled to the surface. A military statement claimed that the largest leak is spreading bubbles a good kilometer, that's 3,280 feet in diameter. The smallest is creating a circle about 200 meters or 656 feet in diameter, while the head of Denmark's energy agency said it could take up to a week for gas to stop draining into the sea. Number 6, German officials are claiming that this was a deliberate act of sabotage. Germany is reportedly far less hesitant, however, with officials believing sabotage is virtually the only plausible cause for the leaks. Quote, "We cannot imagine a scenario that is not a targeted attack. Everything speaks against a coincidence," end quote, a government official reportedly told German newspaper Der Tagesspiegel. Number 7. Interestingly, this incident took place just one day after thousands of German protesters took to the streets and demanded the opening of Nord Stream 2 pipeline. Thousands of protesters took to the streets in the northeastern German seaside town of Lübben on Sunday, urging officials to put into service the halted Nord Stream 2 pipeline project that was designed to transport fuel from Russia to Germany. Germany had stalled the launch of the ambitious energy project for months before putting it on the back burner in the wake of Russia's military operation in Ukraine, which is now in its 8th month. 8. Prime Minister of Denmark also believes that this was a deliberate act of sabotage. Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen has said her government believes the leaks were caused by deliberate actions, adding that the gas supply pipeline will be out of action for around a week. She said this evening, it is now the clear assessment by authorities that these are deliberate actions. It was not an accident. There is no information yet to indicate who may be behind this action. Number 9, the Ukrainians are blaming the Russians for the explosions. It comes after Kiev's presidential advisor Mikhailo Podolyak said on Twitter the large-scale gas leak is nothing more than a terrorist attack planned by Russia and an act of aggression towards the EU. Podolyak accused Russia of seeking to destabilize the economic situation in Europe and cause pre-winter panic. Number 10, it's being reported that the CIA recently warned Germany about a potential attack on the pipelines. German magazine Spiegel said the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency, the CIA, recently warned Berlin about the increasing signs of a possible planned attack on Nord Stream pipeline. Spiegel reported, citing unnamed sources, that the CIA tipped off Berlin in the summer about possible attacks on Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2. 11. A Polish member of European Parliament seems absolutely convinced that the United States was behind the attack. Quote, a former Polish defense minister, Radek Sikorski, has attributed to the United States the sabotage of 2 pipelines, Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2, which carry natural gas from Russia to Germany. Thank you, USA, Sikorski wrote on Twitter. Sikorski was Minister of National Defense from 2005 to 2007 and served as Deputy Minister of National Defense and Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs previously. He is currently an elected member of the European Parliament. Nord Stream 1 and 2 lie on the bed of the Baltic Sea. Nord Stream 2 was finished last year, but Germany never opened it because Russia invaded Ukraine February 24. Number 12. Joe Biden previously threatened to end Nord Stream 2 pipeline if Russia invaded Ukraine. If Russia invades, then there will no longer be a Nord Stream 2. We will bring it to an end, he said. Number 13. Victoria Nuland has also previously threatened the Nord Stream 2 pipeline. Quote, if Russia invades Ukraine, one way or another, Nord Stream 2 will not move forward, end quote. Number 14. Meanwhile, European officials just gathered for a ceremony, quote, to mark the opening of the new Baltic pipe, end quote. Leaders from Poland, Norway, and Denmark have attended a ceremony to mark the opening of the new Baltic pipe, a key stage in the drive to wean Poland and Europe off Russian gas. The pipeline will transport natural gas from the Norwegian shelf via Denmark and through the Baltic Sea to Poland. It's the centerpiece of a Polish strategy to diversify away from Russia that began years before Moscow's February invasion of Ukraine triggered a global energy crisis. The flows from Norway, along with supplies via liquefied gas terminals, are central to Poland's plan. The country was cut off from Russia's gas pipes in supplies in April, allegedly for refusing to pay in rubles. Now, what does all this mean? I don't know, but this certainly is not going to be good for the rapidly growing energy crisis in Europe. It's going to be a bitterly cold winter all over the continent, and there will be a lot of anger. And as I keep warning, the comfortable lifestyle that we are all currently enjoying will soon be rudely interrupted. Everything is changing, and a lot of pain is on the horizon. So I would encourage you to monitor global events very, very closely in the months ahead, because they are going to have a very serious implication for every man, woman, child on the entire planet. And this is by Michael Schneider on the Most Important News. And he says, my name is Michael Schneider. My brand new book entitled 7-Year Apocalypse is now available on Amazon. In addition to my new book, I've written 5 other books that are available on Amazon, including Lost Prophecies of the Future of America, The Beginning of the End, Get Prepared Now, and Living a Life That Really Matters. When you purchase any of these books, you help to support the work that I'm doing, and one way that you can really help is by sending digital copies as gifts through Amazon to family and friends. Time is short, and I need help getting these warnings out into the hands of as many people as possible. I have published thousands of articles on the Economical Life blog, End of the American Dream, and the Most Important News, and the articles that I publish on those sites are republished on dozens of other prominent websites all over the globe. I always freely and happily allow others to republish my articles on their own websites, but I also ask that they include this about the author section with each article, and that's what I'm doing here. And going back to this, the material contained in this article is for general information purposes only, and readers should consult licensed professionals before making any legal, business, financial, or health decisions. I encourage you to follow me on social media, on Facebook and Twitter, and any way that you can share these articles with others is a great help. These are such troubling times, and people need hope. John 3:16 tells us about the hope that God has given us through Jesus Christ. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. If you have not already done so, I strongly urge you to ask Jesus to be your Lord and Savior today. And this is by Michael Schneider on The Most Important News. I'll leave a link below for you. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.